In this video, we're going to have an overview of avatars in VStitcher. In the orientation course, we have learned how to navigate within the 3D window. Let's see more options in the avatar menu. When right-clicking on the avatar, a menu opens. You make sure to click the avatar's body and not the garment or background, which will open a different menu. Let's review the avatar's menu. On the left, we have Avatar Resources, which will direct us to the Avatar section in the Resources tab. On the right, we have the Focus mode. Let's see Hide Avatar. Now we can view the garment standalone. To show the avatar again, right-click on the background and select Show Avatar. Then we have Snapshot Resources. Selecting this will load the Snapshot section in the Resources tab, with the loaded snapshot highlighted. When working with parametric avatars like Olivia or Oliver, we can also change the avatar textures via the right-click menu. We hover over the Avatar Textures option, and then place our cursor over the textures we want. For example, fit markers, or white mannequin. Note, when working with different avatars, the options we see may be different. For example, if using older avatars like Deborah and Adam, you'll be able to switch between the regular and mannequin look via the right-click menu. The other options are to undress the avatar or to load the avatar related to the loaded snapshot. The last option at the very top is the Edit Avatar option. In the contextual view, the Edit Avatar pane is displayed. Let's see what we can change here. The first option is Textures, the same as the option available in the right-click menu. Next, let's change the avatar's friction type. This will affect the way the garment will fall on the body. We can choose between plastic, human, and cloth. The next option is the Prepare pose. We can select a preferred pose we want the avatar to be in when we load the Prepare position. The most common pose for a Prepare position is a T pose and an A pose. The default Prepare pose for Olivia is an A pose. Next is the distance from the ground, where we can set how far from the ground should the avatar hover. Below it, you will see two tabs, Arrange and Measurements. In Arrange, we will see the anchor points drop-down. We don't recommend making any changes to the anchor points. In the Measurements tab, we are able to adjust the avatar's measurements. Note, the Measurements tab is only available for parametric avatars. For example, you can edit the silhouette of the body, adjust the torso, legs and arms measurements. We can also remove Oliver's hair. We will learn more about editing avatar measurements in another lesson. The options in the avatar menu can also be changed from the main menu in 3D Environment. Once we have made edits to the avatar in the context view, it is best practice to rename the avatar and click Save. Click on the X to exit the Edit Avatar pane. Now let's learn how to change the poses of the avatar. In the 3D window, we'll open the Poses drop-down menu. Here we have a selection of preset poses we can choose from. As you can see, there's an image showing the pose. Click on the pose we want to use to change it. We can also create our own poses by clicking here. You can see more detailed information on this in another video. Another option we have in the 3D window is the Measure tape, which is located here. The Measure tape allows us to measure any section of the avatar independently. This will also be covered in more detail in another video. Let's go back to the Avatar section in the Resources tab to see the options we have there. We can toggle between List or Grid View. We can view the avatars by name or by modification date. And we can import or delete avatars. By clicking on the plus, We can add a new avatar from a file or from Template. From Template will show us a list of Browseware's parametric avatars to choose from. You can visit the help site to view the most updated list of all parametric avatars available. By clicking on the minus, we can delete a selected avatar. Great! Now that we have a basic understanding of avatars, we're ready to start working. For more information, check out the Browseware Help Center. In this video, we're going to show how to export and import a VSA file into vStitcher. A VSA is a file type for a scanned or parametric avatar, and we are using it to import a new avatar. If we want to share an avatar to another user or computer, we can export a VSA file. This is especially useful if we have adjusted the measurements of the avatar. To do so, we go to the Avatars part of the Resources tabs. From the list of avatars, we select the avatar we need to export. Note, we can also multi-select avatars if we need to export multiple avatars in one VSA file. Once we have selected the avatar we want to export, we click on this button to export. Select the location we want to save the VSA file, rename the file as needed, and click Save. We can now share the VSA file to other users, or to use them on other computers to work with in vStitcher. To import a VSA file, we need to be on the Avatars part of the Resources tabs. Then we click the plus icon. We can import one of our standard avatars from a template. A dialog box is displayed. Here we can change the name of our avatar and click OK. Or we can add a new one by clicking Import and select the VSA file. Once the avatar is successfully imported, it lives in the Avatar part of the Resources tabs and can be used repeatedly. We may search avatars by name in the search bar. We can also delete existing avatars by clicking on the minus icon. A dialog box is displayed. We select Yes. Great! Now we can start working with our newly imported avatar. There are avatars available for download from the Browseware Cloud Library. To access this, you must be connected to the Internet. In the main menu, we go to File and click on Import from Cloud. The Browseware Cloud Library is displayed and gives you access to garments, avatars, and more. This library is gradually being expanded. We click into the Avatars board, then select the avatar we want to view. View the avatar by rotating the turntable. If we want to download, click on the Download button on the left side. The file is downloaded to your computer. When the download is complete, a message is displayed asking if you want to import it to vStitcher. Click Yes. The avatar is ready to be utilized. In this video, you've learned how to import and export a VSA file. For more information, check out the Browseware Help Center.
In this video, we're going to see how to import an Alvanon avatar. The first step is to download the permission file in the avatar from the Alvanon body platform, so we can use the Alvanon avatar. So let's see how to do that.
Once we're logged in, on the left-hand side of the screen, we select Download Permission File, then Browseware. The file is downloaded.
Next, we see the avatar we'd like to use by clicking on the Virtual Alvaforms section. Here, we have two options, Brand or Alvanon Standard. We choose Alvanon Standard. If we know the name of our brand or avatar we'd like to use, we can type in the name or part of it in the search bar. Let's select Avatar. We're using the EU Women's Avatar. We can see that this is a full size set. To download, we select Browseware as our software and click Download. Now that we have our avatar and permission file, let's see how to import them to our software. We're unpacking the avatar folder before importing it. Great! First, we add our permission file to our preferences. On the Resources tab, we click Browse and go to the designated folder where we saved the file. Once our permission file is set, we can go ahead and add the selected Alvanon avatar.
In the Resources tab under 3D Avatar, we click the plus icon and add the new avatar.
We'll finish by saving the avatar. Our Alvanon avatar is now set and ready to be dressed. In this video, we've shown how to import an Alvanon avatar. Alvanon has an ABP tutorial if you want to see more details. In this lesson, we're going to learn about preparing Alvanon avatars for use. Let's start on the Resources tab under 3D and Avatars. To find the avatar we want, we can use the search function. When we see our avatar in the tab, we simply double-click the avatar to load it into the 3D window. We cannot change the measurements of the avatar. However, let's see what we can edit. We right-click on the avatar, then click Edit Avatar. In edit mode, the hanging points of the avatar, also known as the anchor points, are shown. These points help to define the location of the avatar's body parts in the 3D space. They also directly influence the positioning of clusters when we are in arrange mode. The hanging points have already been precisely placed on the Alvanon as part of their 3D avatar creation process. While it is important to know what the hanging points are, in this case of Alvanon avatars, it is just as important that we do not edit the positioning of these points. If we do edit a point, this can cause there to be multiple versions of the same avatar. If you accidentally edit a hanging point, we recommend deleting the edited avatar and downloading a fresh copy of the AVA file and re-importing the avatar. Next, we can change the distance of the avatar from the ground. And we can change the friction type of the avatar. In the drop-down menu, we have 3 different friction types: plastic, human, and cloth. This affects the way the fabric drapes on the avatar's body. Once we've selected the friction type and distance from the ground, we can save our avatar. The dialog box at the top displays the name of the avatar. For Alvanon avatars, we recommend keeping the original name intact so there's no mistaking the official Alvanon avatar. The original name was given by Alvanon and should follow their internal naming conventions. When ready, we save our edits. To exit the edit mode, we click on the arrow next to Edit Avatar. Now, let's see the avatar's pose and how we can change them. A standard Alvanon avatar has 3 poses. In the drop-down menu, we can see all the poses and toggle between them. Now that we have selected our pose, we're ready to start working with our Alvanon avatar. In this lesson, we've learned how to prepare an Alvanon avatar and use for VStitcher.